It's the Red Arrows. Coming left now. Hold in the face. Now tight. No, stop. In the left-hand turn, you hear Red 1 call the pilots into 9-arrow formation. The aircraft will now close to around 6 feet away from each other as they form one big red arrow in the sky. Leading the team this year is Red 1 squadron leader David Montenegro. It's his first year as the team's leader. He is a former Hawk flying instructor and Tornado F3 air defense pilot. He spent 3 years with the Red Arrows previously from 2009 to 2011, including leading the synchro pair. Now in from the left, this is 9-arrow. Chevron, Reds 8 and 9 roll back rapidly there to form chevron on Red 1's command as 6 and 7 move from their middle position into the outsides. On the leader's right wing is the first of our 3 new pilots this year. He is Red 2, Flight Lieutenant Mike Bowden. Mike started his career in the Royal Air Force as a Hawk flying instructor at RAF Valley, before then moving on to the Harrier GR9 and then the Tornado GR4 before joining the Red Arrows. To your front right now, Red 1 starts to reverse this shape as they present chevron. Hold in the face. Now tight. In the chevron shape, clearly Red 1 at the front in the middle. The odd-numbered pilots are on the left-hand side, and the even-numbered pilots are on the right-hand side. In their 3-year tour with the team, the pilots generally start at the front near the leader, and as their proficiency improves, they move further back. On the leader's left wing now is the next of our first-year pilots. He is Red 3, Flight Lieutenant Emmett Cox. Emmett was actually born in Auckland in New Zealand, but he moved to the UK in 2002 to join the Royal Air Force. He started his career as a Tornado pilot before then becoming a flying instructor on the Tucano aircraft. But now out to the front left, a new shape. We've introduced this shape this year to celebrate the 75th anniversary and to honour all of those who have secured our skies in the past and continue to do so in the present. This shape is Spitfire. And while we honour all of those who have secured our skies and continue to do so in the current, we actually need to think that it's not just the pilots who secure the skies. We operate on the entire whole force concept, relying on every single member of the armed forces to conduct our operations. It's no different on the Red Arrows. While there are 9 pilots in front of you, it does take the entire 120-strong personnel on the team to keep the aircraft flying. Now in from the left, this is our trademark shape. Cameras ready for Diamond. Reversing right now. The lowermost aircraft, as you see now, is flown by Red 5, who's the last of our new pilots this year. He is Flight Lieutenant Tom Bold. Tom started his career as an instructor on the Tucano, in fact displayed the Tucano aircraft in 2010, and then he moved on to the Typhoon. You've just seen it display, the Royal Air Force's newest fighter, where his primary role was what I've just been talking about, securing the skies. The Typhoon Force are on constant readiness 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, making sure that our skies are secure. And that's exactly what Tom was doing before he joined the team. Now out to the right, you'll see the Diamond has got a bit wider. as we get ready to see a new maneuver for 2015. The smoke comes on, get ready for the whirlwind.
Alright, rolling now. Coming right now. Perfect. Now, tight.
Well, we design our display where we try and get our formation shapes from big to small and make those changes part of the show. So you've seen now a big wide loose diamond, as we call it, and out to the front left you see the shape is now collapsing to form a different plan form of another aircraft. Now those of you who are fans of aviation back in the 70s and 80s might remember the American spy plane, the SR-71. So out to the front left, red one's about to reverse this shape. Get your cameras ready as we show you Blackbird.
Now. Foot on. Go. Hold in the frame. Now, tight.
Well, that's the end of the first half of this flat display, ladies and gentlemen. So far you've seen all 9 aircraft together in different shapes. We're now going to split down into sections of 2, 3, 4, 5 or 7 jets for some more dynamic performing. Out the front there you see a big T shape, that's known as Dagger. And at the front of Dagger are reds 1 to 5. They're known as Enid, after Enid Blyton's famous 5. And at the back in the straight line are reds 6, 7, 8 and 9. And they're known as Jippo. Jippo was the nickname of the gentleman who first led the back 4 aircraft when the Red Arrows started flying 9-ship displays back in 1968. So that Dagger shape's about to roll out directly towards us. Now it's definitely time to get your cameras ready. The smoke's about to come on to start the second half of the display with the detonator.
Low recovery. Enid.
Enid split at the top. Now keep your eyes on Jippo underneath. Side is Red 6 and leader of the synchro pair, Flight Lieutenant Mark Lawson. Mark is in his 3rd and final year with the team, and his career before the Red Arrows was solely on the Tornado GR4, where he spent a number of tours and became a qualified weapons instructor. On the right he's followed by Red 8, looking left with the smoke on Red 7, chased down by Red 9. Now these 4 aircraft are closing at 800 miles an hour. Get ready now for the amazing Jippo pass. The synchro pair have now left their smoke on. They're turning away from us, pulling 6G, or 6 times the force of gravity. That means everything in their bodies weighs 6 times more than normal. These pilots now work hard to counter the G-force as they roll out towards us to fly the Cyclone. Synchro pair now slingshot out to the front. You need to look left for a lone jet. And now cast your eyes right 45 degrees for Enid. Their smoke comes on and the wings of Enid drop down to form this vertically shape. Now with the smoke on to perform the goose.
Coming right now.
Arrows. He started his career as a Hawk flying instructor, moved to the Tornado GR4, and then went back to the Hawk as an instructor, this time in its new guise flying the Hawk T Mark II, the Royal Air Force's newest advanced jet trainer. So Enid finished their steep climb to the left. Now look directly ahead for Red 6, 7 and 8.
7 and 8. Roll.
Red 7 and 8 now start to roll around Red 6 before they split. This is the Vortex.
Yeah, Harry, should we take you a walk?
Up through the middle of the vortex with the white smoke is Red 8. He is Flight Lieutenant Ollie Parr. Ollie's in his third and final year as a Red Arrow. His career started on the Tornado GR4 and then he moved to become a Hawk flying instructor at RAF Valley. Looking left and right again now for the synchro pair. They start to descend down to just 100 feet. They're going to perform the opposition barrel roll. The next call you'll hear is threshold from the pilots. That means they've reached the geographical point on the ground. The contract to continue the maneuver. Now look out to your left where you'll see Enid are being joined by Reds 8 and 9. In fact, Red 8 has been flying around at 600 miles an hour to join the rest of Enid, having just completed the Vortex. The shape you're seeing now is Tango. Reds 2 and 3 have been Red 1. Red 5, 4, 9 and 8. Form the stem. Just heard Red 1 call the boys into leader's benefit. Now Reds 4 and 8 go right, Reds 5 and 9 go left, and they're going to fly a beam Red 1 now. When the formation is flown in the Red Arrows, the pilots aren't looking at the aircraft that is only 6 or 8 feet away from them. Everyone has their own reference on the leader's aircraft, and they just trust that the pilot next to them has his aircraft in the correct place. With the jets further forward in this shape, they get a better view of Red 1, hence this is called leader's benefit.
Lessen it. Out. Roll it. Out.
Left and right again for the synchro pair. Red 6 left, Red 7 right, crossing 3 times at 6G in the carousel. Notice that these pilots are avoiding each other 3 times in this maneuver, pulling 6G, and at each of the crosses they have swapped their smoke colour using the individual colour control buttons on the aircraft's control column. Now look right 45 degrees to find Enid. Reds 1, 2, 3 and 5 form a box, and the 5th aircraft, Red 4, starts to roll around them a dozen times.
Coming. Right. Now.
This is the Twister.
Hold in the base. Now. Right. Leg.
Getting very dizzy with his smoke changing from red to blue is Red 4. He is Flight Lieutenant Stu Campbell. Stu is a second-year pilot with the team. His career started on the Tucano, where he was a flying instructor and displayed it in 2008. He then moved on to fly with 617, the Dambusters Squadron, on the Tornado. Now look left to find Jippo. Red 6 rolls upside down.
Easy. Off. Roll.
Now we're getting a barrel roll in. We've moved to the rolling display. Red 6 is now upside down. Other 3 as they fly this minus 2.5 G barrel roll. Everything in Red 6's body is being forced to his head.
And 6. Rolling out.
Reds 8 and 9 flip back at the end of the mirror roll. Red 6 very uncomfortable at minus 2.5 G during that maneuver. Now look left to find the 5 headlights of Enid.
If I smoke off, go. Enid, right off, go. 2 and 3.
The inside pilots perform tight match rolls to the outside in the rollbacks.
Clear. Go.
Enid finish their rollbacks to the right. Keep your eyes down to the right-hand side to find Jippo.
Enid, smoke off, go. Give me smoke on, go. That's good touch. 6. Rolling in.
Now, Red 6 and 7 roll upside down.
8 and 9. Roll. Go.
Reds 8 and 9 roll around them in the corkscrew. Now looking out to the right 45 degrees to find Enid.
Out. Rolling out. Jippo, smoke off, go. Enid, right off, go. 386. 2 and 3. Roll. Go.
Some more rollbacks coming towards you now, the flat option for this part of the display.
Clear. Clear. 4, 5. Roll. Go.
This is the Cobra.
Right. Now. Hold in the bank. Now. Tight. Okay. Touch your power. Now. Rolling out. 2 and 3. Roll. Go. Clear. Clear. 4, 5. Roll. Go.
The Cobra finishes out to our front left. Now look directly ahead to find Jippo.
Enid, smoke off, go. Give me smoke on. Go. 8 and 9. Roll. Go.
Reds 8 and 9 pitch up to roll around the synchro pair, who then roll. Get ready for the Jippo break.
Go.
With his smoke changing from blue to white on the left-hand side is Red 7. He is synchro number 2, Flight Lieutenant Steve Morris. Steve is a third-year pilot with the team. He started his career as a Hawk instructor before moving on to the Harrier GR9 and then the Tornado GR4. Well, left and right, the synchro pair with their smoke on, they're about to descend for their final maneuver of the display. These are the double rolls. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause for the synchro pair. Now look directly ahead where you'll see Enid are once again being joined by Reds 8 and 9, this time in Vixen formation for the display's finale, the Vixen break. You've been watching the Royal Air Force aerobatic team, the Red Arrows. See, Red 1 has put some coloured smoke on. That's to get the other 8 aircraft visual with him, so that he can then rejoin them back together to recover to Shawbury, where our team of blues will be turning the aircraft, ready for our transit back to our home base of Royal Air Force Scampton, just to the north of Lincoln, tomorrow. But before they go back to Shawbury, the pilots do have another task to carry out, so they'll just be disappearing for 10 minutes or so, and they'll be seeing you again in around 10 minutes time. So I'll come back on then. I'll hand back to Sean now. I'll come back on in 10 minutes or so and talk to you a little bit more about the Red Arrows in around 10 minutes.
Squadron Leader Mike Ling. Thanks very much, Lingy. Brilliant as ever. And we'll see you later, accompanied by some other aeroplanes. In fact, I think we'll see those aeroplanes all take off now. There were originally to have been 5, but we do have 4 with us. 2 Spitfires taking off.